Hi there, just a quick review on these two detectors, the Simplex Plus and the Quest Q30 Plus, both wireless headphones, roughly the same price, roughly the same size coil, and believe it or not, roughly the same weight as well. There's not much in it at all between the weight on these. I've had the Nocta Simplex now for about 3 years now altogether, and I've had the Quest Q30 for about 3 months. Now I bought the Quest as a backup and as an alternative, so I thought it was lighter based on the advertising, but it's not. It's about the same weight. I live in a very highly mineralized area, and the Simplex, of all the detectors that I've owned, the Simplex has been the best because it can do the sea, which is about 2 miles from my house, and the farms that I go on are still heavily mineralized because I'm so close to the sea, and the Simplex does do the job. It's quite sensitive on the mineralized land, and I can tune it right down to stop it chattering, and I find the coil as well just the right size for what I need it to do. I have got the smaller coil for the Simplex as well, but you lose a bit of depth on that, so that coil's just about good enough to do what I need it to do. The battery life on the Simplex is brilliant, probably 12 to 15 hours. So all in all, it's a good machine. The controls are easy to get around, easy to work, easy to suss out, and within a couple of weeks of owning it, you can pretty much nail it down how you want it to be. And I find that I can tune it to the point where it's on full power, but no feedback, no chattering. The lock mechanisms are pretty standard these days on most machines. When you do buy the Simplex, if you're about 6 foot tall or more, you'll need to buy the extension piece for the bottom, because these machines out of the box are too small for somebody who's 6 foot, in my opinion. You end up with a stoop, being bent over all the time. So spend about 25 quid to get the extra extension piece. Brilliant. Makes the machine a lot more rigid, a lot more firmer. As I say, it's waterproof, it's rechargeable, it lasts for ages, it's great on wet sand, it's great on mineralised soil, and I found hammers with it. It's just my go-to machine. It's for the money. It's brilliant. Now the Quest, really attractive machine. Feels great. It's so adjustable. Got these great locks where you can adjust it really easily. And I wish the Nocta had this setup where you can break down the machine to virtually fit in a carrier bag. The control panel is also adjustable and slides up and down on this shaft, so we can get absolutely perfect ergonomics. Unfortunately on the Nocta it's fixed into place. That is a fixed piece, whereas on the Quest you can see the join there, it slides up and down. To use and everything, weight wise, swing wise, perfectly the same. I have struggled with the Quest, even though it's only got a few buttons and a few simple settings. I can't fine tune it to what I want it to be, and I really struggle to stop the thing chattering in the background, and it drives me mad. When I go detecting, I want peace and quiet really. I don't want nagging in the background, and to get rid of that nagging twittering all the time, you have to really down tune the machine. You can't run it hot, you have to run it right down on its sensitivity to shut it up, otherwise it'll drive you insane. And I have fiddled and fiddled with this machine to get the best settings out of it. And maybe it's just my soil where I'm working, the mineralisation, but to get it to shut up, I've got to virtually detune it down to nothing, and then I'm worried about it not getting the depth. So, although saying that, it has found stuff deep down, which the Nocta missed initially. So, swings and roundabouts, it's just for me, the Nocta is just so easier to get on with, and I can sort it out a lot quicker. This seems to be more fussy, more moody, and maybe if you lived in an area where the soil's not so mineralised, you might get away with it, I don't know, but I found it to be a bit of a pain really. Battery wise and everything else, same as a Nocta. Like I say, the build quality on it, you can't knock it. It's waterproof, the battery lasts for ages, it breaks down to fit into a small bag. The coils, virtually the same size. The other thing about these two machines is you get headphones with them, the wireless ones. Now the Nocta ones, like a set of old stereo headphones from the 1980s, big, comfortable. The button isn't fantastic to turn them on and off. The battery in it, brilliant. Charge it up, last you for a full day, no problem. And on a winter's day, these things keep you warm as well. And they're comfortable to wear, and they're lightweight, and they're quite rugged. The Quest earphones look like something off a 1980s Walkman. They don't look tough. They look like toy ones. The battery on them's great. The volume and the on and off button, they're there, but they are fiddly. There's your little charging point there as well. As again, as like the Nocta ones, charge these up, they'll last you all day, no problem. I find them a bit feeble, a bit weak. I prefer these Nocta ones a lot more. These are a lot more comfortable and a lot more robust. I felt like if I dropped these on the floor, and I have dropped them on the floor a few times, they just bounce. I think these are break, so I'm really careful when I take these out. Saying that, I must admit, I find the Nocta tougher, a stronger machine. When you go detecting and you're in the rough and that, and you're in the trees and the bushes, or you're at the seaside banging against the rocks and everything, I find the Nocta's a much tougher machine to just drop on the floor, get wet, throw into the mud. I wash it down when I get home from detecting, and it doesn't need a lot of looking after it. It's quite a strong, tough machine, and that's why it's probably my go-to machine all the time. Whereas the Quest, I think, it does look a bit delicate sometimes. I'm sure it's made for the job, but I don't know, the build quality feels slightly more rugged on the Nocta. And I think if this machine ever died on me, the Simplex, I would get another one. I'm pretty confident about that. The Quest, I'm not so sure yet. I think if Nocta could incorporate these ideas that Quest have got, where the control box moves up and down, and the system where you can break the machine down to virtually nothing to put into a small bag, that would be great. The Nocta's nearly there on that score. So if you're looking for a machine in this price bracket, it's fully waterproof, rechargeable, it's on the sea, in the sea even, on the farmland, then these two are neck and neck on the market. But after owning them, and owning a Nocta for a couple of years now plus, I would go for the Nocta personally, because I think it's just a better machine. It's tougher. Alright, it's got a few little niggles with the folding down and having to buy the extra long stem for the bottom if you're over 6 foot tall. Once that's done, it's done. The Quest, it's nearly there. It's a bit gimmicky. It's got some good things about it, but for me, the Nocta wins, and for that reason, I'd have to recommend the Nocta as the best. Only just, but the best out of the two. Thanks for that. Bye bye.